Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Teacher Jackie and today we are going to take a look at our module. This is for English grade 6. This is for the first quarter and this is the first module with the title Poems and Literary Devices. We are going to discuss lesson 1 and that is writing a 3-line 4-stanza poem. But before we are going to move on with our discussion, let us take a look at who are the people behind this module. We have a development team of the module consists of writers, illustrator and layout artists, proofreader, language editors, in-house content evaluators, and of course the management team with the chairperson, co-chairperson and the members, with the division quality assurance team, and the regional evaluator. This material that I am using is printed in the Philippines by the Department of Education, Division of Lanao del Norte. Disclaimer: I do not own anything printed in this module. Everything that I feature in this video is in recognition of the outstanding contribution of the owner or owners of this module. The purpose of this video is to share my lessons to the learners assigned to me and to help fellow teachers, parents, and other learners who might be needing this. Now, before going to our quick discussion, let us try to see how will you work out if you have this module. You have to follow some simple steps. Number 1 is to take the pretest. You have to check your answer against the key to corrections on the self-check section at the back of the module. Keep a record of your score. The second one is do the activities. For the exercises, you are to check your answers against the self-check section. Number 3 is you take the post-test after you are done with all the activities in the module. Remember to check your answer against the key to correction and the self-check section. You are to write all your answers to the module tests and exercises on a separate notebook. For this purpose, you should have an English notebook or journal. Please do not write on the module itself. Your notebook will have an important record of accomplishments for English. Easy peasy! Now you must be wondering what is inside the module. Let's take a peek first before going to our lessons. Lesson 1 will be about writing a 3-line 4-stanza poem. That is what we're going to do after this. Then, Lesson 2 is about rhymes, sound devices, imagery, and figurative language. Lesson 3, analyzing sound devices, onomatopoeia, alliteration, assonance, and consonants. And of course, analyzing sound devices still in Lesson 4. That is now with personification, irony, and hyperbole in a text heard. Now, you see the parts there? What I need to know, what I know, what's in, what's new, what is it, what's more, what I have learned, what I can do, assessments, and additional activities. These are the parts in each lesson that you have to go through. Now, the answer keys is on page 31 and the references on page 35. And now let's begin with Lesson 1, writing a 3-line 4-stanza poem. Today I am going to share with you a poem written by Theodosia Garrison entitled Shade. Let us read all together. Please follow me. The kindliest thing God ever made, His hand of very healing laid upon a fevered world is shade. His glorious company of trees throw out their mantles, and on these the dust-stained wanderer finds ease. Green temples closed against the beat of noontide's blinding glare and heat, open to any pilgrim's feet, This is God's hospitality, and whoso rests beneath a tree hath cause to thank him gratefully. What you have just read is a poem. A poem is a literary text that conveys emotions, thoughts, and ideas in a clear and creative way, yet in limited number of words. A poem has rhyming words. It has rhythm. It is not lengthy, and it has poetic devices. Poetic devices are the tools that a poet can use to create rhythm, enhance a poem's meaning, or intensify a mood or a feeling. Now let's talk about elements of a poem. The first two that I'm going to introduce to you is line and stanza. Line is a single line in a poem. That is, for example, the kindliest thing God ever made. Stanza is a group of lines in a poem. So if you're going to count the lines in that stanza, there are 3 lines. So if you see that one, his glorious company of trees, 1 line, throw out their mantles, and on the 2nd line, and the dust-stained wanderer finds ease is the 3rd line. Let's see how we are going to call that one. These are the common types of stanza. Number 1 is couplet, number 2 is tercet or triplet, and number 3 is quatrain. When you say couplet, that is a stanza with 2 lines that rhyme. Tercet or triplet is a stanza with 3 lines, and quatrain a stanza with 4 lines. So if we are going to look back at our example, 1, 2, 3 lines, that falls to tercet or triplet. Now, sound devices is another element of a poem. Sound devices are techniques of sound. First one is rhythm. Second is rhyme. And the third one is rhyme scheme. There are still other things, but let's focus on these 3 first. When we say rhythm, rhythm is the pattern of beats or stresses in a poem. So let's see, for example, this is God's hospitality. We are going to count the syllables, how many syllables that the syllables there, yun po yung sasabihin nating beat. Okay, yung pantig, yun po ang beat. Okay, so let's count. This is God's hospitality. There are 8 beats in that. Let's see if the rest of the lines also have 8 beats. So let us see. And 1, who, so, rests. That's 4. B 5, neath 6. A is 7 and 3 is 8. So that actually follows 8 beats in each line. So that is how we call rhythm. I hope you get that. Next is rhyme. Now let's read the underlined word, beat. Next, heat. And then feet. Now this is repetition of the same sound, usually in the stressed syllable at the end of the lines. You usually find them at the end of the lines. But you should keep in mind also that not all poems have to rhyme. Okay? So, but in this poem, Shade, you can find that at the end of each line are rhyming words. Okay? Words that rhyme. Now here comes rhyme scheme. That is number 3. Rhyme scheme is the rhyming pattern that is created of lines of poetry. So in this case, each line has a rhyming words at the end. So that is a rhyme scheme. But as I have mentioned a while ago, not all poems have to rhyme. There are still poems that does not have rhymes. If the poem has no rhyme scheme, it is considered a free verse. Again, if the poem has no rhyme scheme, it is considered a free verse. Still part of the sound devices are alliteration and imagery. Alliteration is repetition of consonant sound at the beginning of a word, and imagery is when the poets use words that appeal to readers' senses of sight, sound, touch, and smell. Now let's proceed to the next element of a poem, that is figures of speech. Now figures of speech are words that create pictures by making comparisons. Let's have number 1, simile, which compares using like or as, and metaphor for number 2, that is comparing two different things without the use of like nor as. And the third one is personification, that gives human characteristics to something non-human. Do not worry, because we are going to expound these elements further in our next lesson. Another element of a poem is the mood or tone. That is the feeling of the author's word choices in the poem. That is, you're going to feel if it is sad, if it is happy, or is it excited. So it depends on the word choices of the author, so that we can feel the feeling that is in the poem. Now there is theme. It is the poem's central or main idea. Is it about love? Is it about flowers? Is it about nature? Anything under the sun. So you have to have a theme so that your ideas in the poem will not just, scatter away. Now let's sum it up. Let's now go back to the poem Shade, which you read. What does the poem have instead of sentences and paragraphs? 1, 2, 3, answer. Time's up. The correct answer is, it is a poem, so it uses lines and stanzas instead of sentences and paragraphs. Let's have the second question. How many lines are there in every stanza, and what type of stanza is used by the poet? 1, 2, 3, answer. Time's up. The correct answer is, for how many lines are there in every stanza? That is 3 lines. And what type of stanza? That is triplet. So it is a triplet poem. The third question, last question. Is it a free verse? Is it a free verse? Answer. 1, 2, 3, answer. Time's up. The correct answer is, no, it has a rhythmic scheme. Congratulations, guys. You have just finished lesson 1. That's it for today, guys. We are still working on with our first module for quarter 1 with our subject English. This is for grade 6. Of course, you're still with teacher Jackie. Lesson 2 is coming soon. So please do not forget to hit the subscribe button so that you will be updated. See you when I see you. But for now, say bye-bye. Thanks for watching.